Ladies and gentlemen, today we found an extremely rare 40-foot Prevost Liberty coach. This is a non-slide 1988 that just came in on trade here at the Motor Coach store in Bradenton, Florida. And this coach is available for $99,999. And today we want to take this coach for a test drive, see how it drives. And if you follow the channel, you know I'm a big fan of non-slide coaches and I'm a big fan of 40-foot coaches. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how a 40-foot Prevost drives compared to a 45-foot coach. And I'm really liking the exterior colors with the forest green and gold, of course with the stainless sides. It still has the bugs on the windshield. It's rare to find a coach that doesn't get washed immediately as soon as it comes onto the property. But these folks did trade it for a newer double slide Prevost Marathon coach. They've had this coach for about 10 years. It's treated them really well, but they were ready to step up to that double slide. Here in the first bay, a little different style design than some of the newer Liberty coaches that we've seen, but still a very timeless design with that stainless face. And I think once the Motor Coach store world-class detail department gets a hold of this coach, they're gonna really get it dialed in from head to toe. There's gonna be the propane bay, some more storage, and they haven't gone through this at all, so you're seeing it in its raw condition. These baggage doors are just timeless the way they feel. It's like a vault opening and closing these. This is gonna be that huge holding tank. I believe this is a stainless holding tank. And then they use an aluminum waste tank. And it looks like it's a lot easier to get to than some of the newer Liberty coaches where everything's finished off. Coming back to the engine bay, this has the Detroit Diesel 8V92. There's your chassis batteries back here. And that timeless Liberty coach badge. I think it's still very similar to the new badges on the new Liberty coaches. Liberty coaches like the Rolls Royce of the luxury motor coach industry. I've rated them as the top Prevost converter over and over. And then your marine style port for your 50 amp inlet. And this is gonna be the plumbing bay. Not quite that copper plumbing like we see in the newer Liberty coach. Yeah, then the generator is gonna be here, and I believe this is gonna be the radiator for the generator. Looks like 14,070, it's either 14,000 or 1,400 hours, I guess. That might be 14,000 hours on that generator. That's a lot of hours, but hey, being an 88, that makes sense. And then here we've got a slide out cooler and then some more storage. And you know, those are, you know, a little worn down. It looks like this coach has had a little bit of use over its years, but I think you guys are gonna really like the interior of this coach. I think it was recently remodeled. So let's take a look inside and then let's take it for a quick spin down the road. And right away, I wanna show you this door going into the coach. There's my water bottle here, but it's literally like a vault. That Prevost build quality is just timeless. You'll notice some cool carpet coming into the stairway here. And even on the entry door, you've got a cool pattern. And this is gonna get all detailed up really nicely by the Motor Coach store. Looking forward to seeing that, but let's take a look inside. The interior of this coach has a very more modern feel in it. The ceiling has the straight lines and really cool lighting on the windows, those rope lights. And even though this is a non-slide coach, it's very livable. I'm a big fan of non-slide coaches. There's less stuff that can break having slide rooms. And then when we drive this in a moment, there's nothing like true monocoque construction without any slide rooms in it. And then being a 40-footer, I'm really excited to drive this. But these recliners look to be much newer than 88, so I would bet that this coach was remodeled at some point. The fabric's all in really good condition. Some of the cabinet latches we're finding aren't working quite perfectly, but you've got some storage in here. Looks like some wine bottle storage. This coach still does need to be PDI'd here at the Motor Coach store. You'll notice, you know, indirect lighting here. You know, Liberty was way ahead of the time with all of those cool little design touches. Now, the sofa across from the recliners, I don't know if this was remodeled, but a very comfortable sofa. And I always love seeing these older coaches that people invest in them, keep them up to date. And there's some stuff that I highly recommend when you buy a pre-owned motorhome, investing in, like your mattress. You know, when this coach is a few decades old, it's always worth it to get a new mattress. And that's why I recommend rvmattress.com. You can get a Brooklyn bedding mattress through rvmattress.com. They've got different size mattresses that fit different RVs. So whether you've got a bunk coach or different size bed, they have different dimensions to fit your RV. They've got high quality mattresses. You can buy buy them factory direct, so you're getting a high quality mattress at that factory direct pricing. They also have a limited lifetime warranty, free shipping in the US, and 120 night sleep trial. So definitely worth using the coupon code Andrew Steele to get 30% off of your next Brooklyn bedding mattress. And I've had my Firm Aurora mattress for almost 4 years now, and we greatly appreciate Brooklyn Bedding and RVmattress.com for sponsoring the channel. These are manual blinds. I know a lot of the newer Prevost are going to be automatic blinds that you press a button, but that's one less thing that will break. So I'm a big fan of the manual blinds. And on the booth area here, it's got a diamond stitching pattern, and they didn't start doing that till not long ago. So I would bet that that was done much more recently. And plenty of room for 4 people, very large booth, and then being a non-slide, you don't have to worry about the slide room coming in. So this is how the coach is going to live all the time while it's going down the road. And here in the galley, I love this pattern with the pinstripes on it, kind of a rich feeling. And then inside of these cabinets, it's still that classic Liberty Coach design. Cabinets are still, lit on the inside. Really a testament for Liberty Coach at how well this coach has held up. You got some nice drawers here. You got some cool mirrors with those rope lights. A little bit of an 80s style, but the folks at Liberty Coach were still the cool kids back in the 80s as well. Their new Liberty Coaches are pushing on $3 million, just the top of the industry. It's incredible to see what they've done with the Dean Laux paint jobs. But this classic has its own style of its own with the pinstripes and the cabinets that go through the refrigerator, just a real kind of retro cool feel. Got a Norcold refrigerator, ice maker there. Oh, that's cool. I thought that was a cabinet, and this does need a good detail. It's going to really clean up nice when the motor coach door detail department goes through it. So here, this is a mid-bath coach. Of being only 40 foot, you've got to give some space somewhere, but decent sized shower here. I'm going to step in the shower. Plenty of headroom for me. Nice simple bathroom. And you've got a medicine cabinet above your toilet, and that's going to be the perfect spot to store some toilet paper or liquefied RV toilet treatment. The best RV toilet treatment on the market that helps break down your waste, keep your tank sensors clean, and keep odors out of your coach. And a huge congratulations to Liquefied. They're now available in over 1,700 Walmarts. So we appreciate all of you that are supporting the channel by buying the Liquefied at your local Walmart, or you can get it on Amazon or liquefiedrv.com. A huge thanks to Liquefied for sponsoring the channel. And then across from the bathroom, we've got a full-length mirror, so I can actually see this mirror while I'm standing in the bathroom. And then this does have a manual pocket door with an old school button latch. There's a full-length mirror on the inside of this door as well. And then when you want to hold that in place, nice simple little button there with a little strap. Nice, easy design, but still, when you look at the inside of this pocket door, it's even fully wallpapered. I would imagine that was done by a Liberty Coach. Just such timeless materials that they use, and a cool style wallpaper on the hallway wall. And then across from the bathroom, there's another pocket door here. A little different style pocket door to section off the rear bathroom, or the rear of the coach here. And then here we've got a nice large closet across from the bathroom. And then here we've got another closet, long hanging closet, and there's going to be a mirror on the inside. And then right before the bedroom, we've got another closet with some shelving below it. So lots of closet space, lots of mirror space. And then coming back into the rear of the coach, we've got the north-south facing bed, same style bed. A lot of the tour buses and the rock stars like to have that because if you're taking a nap while you're going down the road, it's more natural to sleep in this position when the driver hits the brakes. You're not rolling around, you're just kind of moving, head to toe. Here we're gonna have some storage, some good closet space here behind the bedroom, and I think some of these latches may need to be repaired on some of these closet doors as we go through the coach, but more storage overhead there. With the mirror back there, that's a cool design. And then they have that same, pinstripe feel in the back of the coach that matches the face of the cabinets that we saw in the galley. Just lots of cool, subtle design touches. And then it looks like carpet all the way up the side of the coach, more of that rope lighting, manual blinds back here, and then more closet space back here. So a lot of closet space inside of this coach, especially for being a non-slide coach. Now, as cool as the interior of this coach is, I think we should take it for a test drive. So let's fire it up and take it for a quick spin around the block, see how it drives. All right, so I'm looking forward to taking this 88 for a test drive here. It's a little different configuration than some of the newer coaches. The dash has more of a slant up, and then it's got the smaller, smaller windshields. The newer Prevost windshields are much taller. But here we can monitor a lot of our, house batteries, generator, line 1 and line 2, coolant temp, oil pressure. Does have power rear view mirror control, so easy to adjust the mirrors. And then the air brake control is in a little different configuration underneath the turn signal, so probably not the best place for that, but it works all right for me. So we'll slap it into drive, and let's see how this old girl drives. So 40-foot 1988 Liberty coach, and a lot of coaches are coming and going here at the motor coach store. Someone just purchased the show hauler ahead of us. That is a big rig, and huge congratulations to the motor coach store. They're going to be carrying the new line of show haulers. So the rear view camera works nice. I mean, it's an older, it looks like an old TV, but it still serves the same function. I can see that old Prevost country coach behind us. Yeah, so right away, being a Prevost non-slide, it has such a robust industrial feel. And then the 8V92 isn't quite as quick and peppy as some of the newer, like the Series 60 or the Volvo. The Liberty coach build, being in 1988, it's 27 years old, almost 30 years old. So, I'm sorry, almost 40 years old. Sorry. Yeah. Unbelievable to think that, a 40-year-old coach is this tight driving, and this is going to be the big test for us when we pull out of the motor coach store parking lot. It kind of tweaks the coaches a little bit. So when we go out the driveway here, this is going to create some flex on the chassis, and this is always the telltale here. Oh my gosh. I mean, that is silent back there. I can't believe how quiet this coach is. Now, we do have a couple cabinet doors where the latches probably need to be fixed, but just usually you're hearing flex in the cabinets and little creaks. This is just an absolute testament for Liberty coach. Like here, we knew that cabinet door was going to open. There's a little latch that needs to be fixed, but as far as the overall build, to have a coach 40 years old, or almost 37 years old, that quiet is just unbelievable. And right now I'm driving it, it just feels so much like the newer Prevost. It's, of course, more analog, and, sometimes that isn't always a bad thing, but a little more retro feel. But I like this steering wheel. It's kind of a beefy steering wheel, a little different placement. I'm not noticing as much of a difference between a 45-foot Prevost and a 40-foot Prevost as I did with a 40-foot Newell versus a 45-foot Newell. That 40-foot Newell really made it a compact footprint and really changed the Newell a lot, but this feels very similar to the 45-foot Prevost, and just so smooth, ladies and gentlemen. Check out all the cracks on this road that we're driving on. Like, this is a rough road, and in a second here, Eli, if you can walk to the back of the coach with the microphone just to show everyone what it's like while it's going down the road. But I want to make a quick U-turn up here to see how well a 40-foot Prevost makes a U-turn. I know that the 40-foot Newell coach, we were able to make an entire U-turn in this cul-de-sac without having to go in reverse at all. So I'll be curious if we can do the same thing in the 40-foot Prevost. I'm going to lift the tag axle here in just a second. Well, it's pretty aggressive beeping. All right, so the beeping is pretty aggressive when I lift that tag. So let's play some music and do a little time lapse and see if this works here. All right, I think the Newell, the 40-foot Newell wins in turning radius. That active steer tag axle was a little bit tighter, so still a super smooth ride. Usually you're driving the Prevost for the ride. You know, this is a highway cruiser. There's nothing more stable and robust going down the road. I mean, you could put this up against a semi-truck, a Rolls Royce, all of it. I've got a friend that's got a Rolls Royce and a Liberty Coach, and he says the Liberty Coach is smoother than his Rolls Royce. So really a testament to Liberty Coach. I know I've said that a lot of times, but to take a 40-year-old coach, I mean, you could take any 40-year-old motorhome on the road and put it up against a 40-year-old Liberty Coach, and there's just nothing that ages like these do. They're timeless. I think the Motor Coach store needs to fix a few of those cabinet latches, but Eli, if you want to show them what it's like going down the road in the back of the coach, please. Yeah, that 8V92 really rumbles, but again, that was a pretty rough road that we were going down when Eli was in the back of the coach. And how was it, Eli? Was it pretty smooth back there?
Butter.
Butter.
Really smooth, yeah.
Yeah, nothing like a Liberty Coach. So this coach is an incredible opportunity. We're going to get it safely back to the Motor Coach store right now. But if you do want to purchase this coach, it is currently available for $99,999. The team at the Motor Coach store can help you with that. You can get their information at themotorcoachstore.com. Thanks to all of you that are following. We hope you're all having a great day.